What's up, everybody? This video is going to be about what I love about living in Daytona Beach, Florida, and what I absolutely hate about living in Daytona Beach, Florida. My name is Brandon Ingoldsby. I'm the broker owner at Wolves Realty in the Daytona Beach area, and let's go ahead and start off with the things that I can't stand about living in Daytona Beach. So issue number one for me personally is how hot and humid it gets here. It is absolutely insane sometimes, especially July and August. You know, we have the feels like 104 days. It's absolutely nuts. So that's definitely negative reason number one for me. So negative number two, can't talk about Florida without the extreme weather, hurricanes, right? It's definitely a massive negative, and honestly, it's a reason that some people just decide not to move here all in all. It can get pretty crazy, pretty hectic, you know, but the bright side about a hurricane, if there is one, is at least that we know when it's going to get here approximately and the type of path that it's going to take. So, you know, if it gets bad enough, it's one of those things where we just go ahead and, you know, evacuate, board up the house, get out of here for a while, and, you know, come back when everything's safe. And a lot of times the neighbors and stuff, you know, they'll help everybody pick up, and it's really not too bad most of the time. Let's talk about reason number three. So, you know, for some people this isn't a big deal. For me, it's you know, it's a little bit of a con, is the fact that it tends to rain at least once a day for the bulk of the year. You know, those middle months of the year, you know, all through summer when it's at its hottest, it will go ahead and usually have afternoon, you know, rain showers or thunderstorms on an almost everyday basis. The bright side, of course, is that, you know, it gets so hot and so humid that it's almost nature's way of, you know, cooling it down for the day. You know, so yeah, it gets a little wet and it gets a little rainy, which is a downside for me. But on the bright side, at least it's bringing down those temperatures that can sometimes, you know, feel like 105. So another negative about, you know, having your, you know, residence down here in Florida is the fact that, you know, in a lot of places you do have to pay mandatory flood insurance, which is going to raise that cost of living up a little bit. But on the bright side, you know, we have lower property taxes than some places, lower sales tax than some places, and we actually don't have any state income tax. So it's definitely more than offset, given that, you know, flood insurance isn't going to run you too much money. So for me, the final real negative of living in Florida is going to be that you don't get all four seasons. It's really just, in my mind, summer and spring, and then a less hot spring in a weird way. It never really gets too cold. You'll have a few days over the winter that, you know, it maybe gets down to a low of upper 30s. Doesn't really get much more, you know, cold than that. And that'll just happen for a day, maybe two at most. But then even the highs during that day are going to be in the, you know, upper 50s. You know, you never really see it stay below, you know, 50 degrees for an all-day period. I mean, right now, as I'm shooting this video, it's January 5th. And as you can see, it's super sunny, and I don't even have to wear a jacket right now. So, you know, but for me, it is a little bit of a negative not being able to see the leaves change and see snow and things like that. But I know for most of you out there that are considering moving to Daytona Beach, you know, you're trying to get away from the snow and away from, you know, the really cold weather and roads. So it's probably a plus for you guys. So now moving on to the positives of living in Daytona Beach. And as you probably would have guessed, reason number one is going to be that it is, you know, right next to the beach. So, and it is world's most famous beach. But you get all the aspects of a beach town. You know, you have some small mom and pop businesses, restaurants. It's overall, you know, a really nice place to be, and it's one of the nicest beaches, quite frankly, in the world. So it's definitely one of the biggest positives of living here. Positive number two, we're not really like a big city. It is a smaller, you know, type of town. And with that being said, it's much more peaceful here than it is a lot of places. It's super relaxing. That's why we do get a lot of, you know, retirees and things like that moving here, is because they want that nice, you know, relaxing scenery, be able to just enjoy just hanging out, being with the family, going to the beach, you know, definitely trying to live a more carefree life around here. So it's definitely a very peaceful vibe. So positive number 3, and as I briefly mentioned earlier, is we don't have any state income tax. So, as a business owner, I do own the brokerage. We actually get massive, benefits because we don't have to pay that typically large state income tax that a lot of states do have. And for that reason, we're seeing a lot of younger professionals and business owners and things of that nature actually, moving down into Florida. And definitely taking advantage of that benefit. So the next big positive is going to be the benefit of our location. So, Daytona Beach is located roughly an hour or so away from Orlando, which is known for Disney World, Universal, various theme parks, tons of entertainment, great restaurants, some sporting events even. We're only about 30-ish minutes from Sanford Airport. Obviously, we have Daytona International Airport. We have, NASCAR is huge here. But it's just a great location, tons of things to do. We can get quickly over even to Port Canaveral if you're into going on cruises. I like going on a couple a year myself, so it's definitely super convenient, having that just 35-40 minutes south of Daytona. It's just a massive benefit. But really, we're close to some major places. Jacksonville is only an hour and a half north, not even. So really, you're getting the benefits of being near the big cities, but without the hustle and bustle of actually, having to live in the big cities with tons of traffic and things like that. So of course, if you're moving here, another massive benefit of living in Daytona Beach is going to be all of the activities that you have to do here. With the weather being so great year-round, as I mentioned earlier, you're going to be able to go, golfing, boating, paddle boarding, hiking, bike riding, motorcycle riding, going to races, dirt biking. So many different outdoor activities, year-round that you can do either by yourself, with the family, grandkids, anything like that. And of course, I mentioned golfing. I'm a pretty big golfer. So we have a ton of great courses around here. The rates are extremely cheap, in my opinion, compared to a lot of other places, and the courses are usually in really good condition. So if you're a big golfer, it's a great place to be. And like I said, we're close to Orlando, things like that, so you can go play courses over there if that's something that you want to do. But all in all, there are a ton of activities, regardless of what it is you like to do. So I hope you guys like this video. If there's things that I forgot, which I'm sure there are, comment them down below. I'd love to hear what it is you guys like to do around here, and some of your pros and cons of living in the Daytona Beach area. And of course, if you have any real estate inquiries, all my contact info is down in that description, so feel free to reach out with any questions that you may have.